Hi, everyone. Andrew Burkle here. We had a normal, regular episode of Hail Yes recorded for you guys here today, where we talked about Michigan basketball, who is number one in the nation, by the way, just pummeling Villanova on Tuesday. We talked about the Michigan football bowl game against Texas and a bunch of other stuff, too. But unfortunately, we basically had to throw that one in the trash for now because one of, if not the most surprising stories that I've ever covered completely unfolded all on Wednesday. So Sherrone Moore was first fired by Michigan Wednesday afternoon around 4:40 in the afternoon. There was not too much information at first, but just said that he was fired for an inappropriate relationship. That came from a statement from Ward Manuel. And then shortly after, word started spreading around that there may have been an arrest for Sherrone Moore as well. So by the end of the night, that came out to be true. He was booked in the Washtenaw County Jail, which is where our Tony Garcia and Sean Windsor were standing outside of when they recorded this video that we turned into an audio version for the podcast for you guys to hear today. They're breaking it down and everything that this means. So please listen to this. We'll come back with hopefully a full new regular episode of Hail Yes, breaking down all of this and all the further developments, and hopefully even maybe a chance to talk about some of the coaching candidates and who might replace Sherrone Moore. But for now, listen to this breaking news update from our guys with boots on the ground.
Hey there, Tony Garcia, Michigan football writer for the Detroit Free Press, joined by Sean Windsor, our columnist, outside of the Washtenaw County Jail, where Sherrone Moore is currently in custody. He was arrested, Sean, this afternoon, about 4:10 p.m. on the Ann Arbor-Saline Road, and there is an assault investigation. Michigan announced his firing 30 minutes after, but the nature of that was for an inappropriate relationship with a staffer. This arrest was for an assault. So this is one of the darkest 24 hours associated with the Michigan football program.
Just sad and tragic all the way around, right? It just, and stunning. You know, coaches lose their jobs all the time, right? But for this, and it's one thing to lose the job, have a relationship, have all those issues, think about the families, all of that. But then this, where we are, where we're standing, you know, the legal system gets involved like this, arrests, potential assault charges. We're not sure yet. We'll learn more about that tomorrow, but it's just almost unfathomable.
Yeah, there's no charges have been filed. It is an assault investigation. So Sherrone Moore was arrested in the Saline area on Ann Arbor-Saline Road. Situation was then handled or shuttled over to the Pittsfield Township Police Department, and now he is in the county jail. There is a holding facility just on the other side of town, about 4 miles away from here, where we've been earlier in the night going around all the precincts trying to find him and exactly what is going on. And obviously this is immediate. A lot of the details are still being unfolded. What we're putting together is not pretty, but nothing yet is official.
No, it's not. And it's, I don't even want to
not that something hasn't happened, but just the specifics.
Right, right.
To be clear.
Yeah, why allegedly maybe he did what he did. Just the circumstances that led to him in this building. We don't know yet, and I don't even want to speculate, but they're not good, right? We can say that. You don't end up in a place like this unless something's kind of spun out of control a little bit, and it's tragic.
Yeah, and now you got to think, Michigan's had problems in their football program in recent years, but nothing, there have been staffers arrested for drinking. There still is an FBI investigation going on into a former offensive coordinator, and now this.
No, it's not been a good run. They had some success on the field, but that just feels like a long way away. And ultimately, I know that with all the money in this sport, and that matters to a degree, but the run of scandals, I guess, for lack of a better word, controversies, issues, run-ins with the NCAA, obviously some legal issues like tonight. Yeah, no, it's starting to add up.
Yeah, and it needs to be looked at top down. When something feels individual like this, it's hard to call it systemic or something like that.
No question.
But it is hard to continue to isolate these things in a vacuum. They're piling up. Maybe that's not the point here tonight. The point is that something horrible has happened or almost happened to someone. We don't know the extent of it yet, but just a sad night. So final thoughts.
No, that's it. You summed that up pretty nicely.
Stay tuned to Freep.com, where Sean, myself, and a host of other voices will keep you updated on the latest.